This is a CBS News special report. I'm Scott Pelley at CBS News headquarters in New York. Good day. There has been a development in the Boston Marathon bombing. Police and FBI investigators have identified at least one person that they want to speak with, a person that was identified on surveillance camera video and was apparently either a witness or potentially a suspect in the bombing. Our Bob Orr has been talking to his sources in Washington and can give us more information about how this person was identified and may be located. Bob?
Scott, we have quite a bit of information actually, and they've done a lot of police work in the last 24 hours to get us to this point. But essentially, here's what I understand. At the site of what became the second explosion, surveillance pictures and tape captured the image of a man standing there with a black backpack. On the tape, according to my sources, the man can be seen placing the backpack on the ground, and he is on a cell phone call at the time. He's described as wearing a black jacket, a gray hoodie, and has a white baseball cap on backwards. What's interesting is while he's on the phone, I'm told, the explosion takes place at the finish line, on down the race course. As soon as that blast went off, this man then, according to my sources, it can be seen leaving that area and kind of just mingling back into the crowd. Now, what they did is they realized what the time frame was when the cell phone call was made. So investigators have done the basic police work. They've gone back through all of the cell phone information from that time period specifically to identify potential call users and IDs. And of course, then they've taken the pictures and they've tried to match all that up in kind of a triangulated way to zero in on a suspect. I will tell you that sources are very encouraged by these developments, very encouraged that perhaps they are onto a very good lead here, Scott.
There is to be a news conference by the FBI in Boston later this afternoon, Bob. It has been slipping all day, and we've been wondering why. The news conference was originally supposed to be at 2 o'clock, then it became 4 o'clock, then it became 5 o'clock, and we began to wonder whether there weren't going to be significant developments in this case as the news conference was pushed back farther and farther. Bob, using this cell phone information, what kind of things would they be able to determine typically?
Well, my understanding is what they did here, Scott, was they knew the time frame from the surveillance tape as to when this man was on the cell phone. So they went back and they pulled all the information from the surrounding cell towers and went through the call logs to try to determine who may have made calls. There are user information, subscriber information connected to these phone numbers. And that's how they went about it, Scott.
Bob, thank you very much. Could be a significant break in the Boston Marathon bombing case. There will be a great deal more about all of this on your local news on this CBS station, on cbsnews.com, and of course we will have all the latest information right here on the CBS Evening News. Until then, I'm Scott Pelley.
For news 24 hours a day, go to cbsnews.com.